Yeah, not real music, more like not real. Just not real. Get music out there. It's inaccurate, like. You ain't ever heard one song, we all know it. you just been lying. Alright, hello everyone, what's up? It's me. I'm Buffalo Staple, aka, you know, I guess you could call me... What am I trying to do here? Let me just start again. Okay. Hello everyone, it's me, Buffalo Staple. I'm joined by another reviewer that is not me, and he's on the call right now. Introduce yourself, bro.
And it's not Ichabod either.
It's not.
Surprisingly.
It's not, yeah.
No, I'm Ryan.
That's
hello,
right.
Hello everyone. Hello.
That's right, he's
Hello,
Ryan,
Buffalo.
guys. Hello, Ryan. What's good, man? We're here to talk about a boy named Steven, also known as Thundercat. He just released a new album. It's called It Is What It Is. Very blunt, straightforward title. So we're going to keep it blunt and straightforward. He dropped an album. We're going to talk about the songs. Simple as that. What do you think of this?
Yeah.
What do you think of this album? How you feeling on it, man? How you feeling? Overall.
I think it's kind of cool that it's called Steven. I didn't know that. So that's what I think.
Yeah, Steven.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's all right. Steven Bruner. Steven Bruner is his
Nice.
full name.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well. To start off with, I was looking forward to this review because, I mean, I was looking forward to it anyway because I like collaboration reviews and we've collabed before and it's all fun. Did the podcast.
I was on the Not Really Qualified podcast once, but we also did the Rewind Reviews podcast as well. Which shout out to Sean wherever he may be right now.
Oh no,
fucking king. Yeah. That was a great podcast as well.
What
was it called again? What was it called again? The lyrical. What was it called again? Bro, I can't even remember the name.
Man.
Of it. That's fucked me up now.
I forgot the name.
God damn! But you were particularly excited for this review. Why is that?
Yeah, because right. Listen up. Whenever I watch these collaboration reviews, I mean, I don't think I've ever, unless something slip in my mind, but I don't think I've ever seen one where the two people on the review have differing opinions.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah. So it's usually even if it's slightly different, like you and David, you were like, yeah, you both liked it. David liked it a bit more, but you liked it a bit less. You still liked it. This one, I feel like you like this, but I don't like this.
Okay. I am a really big fan of Thundercat. I think he's really cool. Yeah. However, though, I'm not like a huge fan of this album, sadly. I think I do think it's good. I love his personality. I think it's really funny. I think he's a great player, but I think it's frustrating when he kind of gets a bit sidetracked with just songs that sound more just kind of like jam sessions as opposed to like sticky individual songs that really grab you like that. On this one, it feels like he's just kind of in a bit of a confused state where some of the songs are kind of goofy, some of the songs are really melancholic, and it just ends up being a bit of a, I guess, difficult to kind of adore and relish in album out. I can't really bask in it as comfortably as I could drunk personally, but I still think it has great moments, but I'm not super enthusiastically passionate about this particular album. And I was really excited for the album, of course, and he gave away quite a lot of the songs too.
I didn't hear. I mean, I think I heard one or two, or maybe just one. But yeah, I didn't know he released a lot of them before. Yeah,
there were quite a few actually. I think because some of them, like King of the Hill, for example, that was released on the Brainfeeder X compilation, and so that had been out for a while. And I think the song Unrequited Love was on some anime show or something. He released it. That song appeared on a show. So that was around for a while, and then he had Interstellar Love, Dragon Ball Durag, Black Quills, and Fair Chance, all the singles. I'm like, okay, what the that's so many of the main tracks, because the tracks that weren't the singles were the small ones, and they don't really add up to anything, you know. Personally, that was my biggest problem, was just the small kind of insignificant tracks.
House Sway. What's the point of House Sway?
Exactly. Who needs them? What made these songs feel album worthy? You know, they just kind of come and go, and that's it. They're just nice-ish for a bit. It's just so inconsequential, you know. The main songs are cool, but some of the tracks, I find the way it's recorded a bit awkward, particularly on the song Black Quills. The vocals, the way they all come together feels really uncomfortable to me, and even though the actual core tune of that song is really nice, when Gambino pops in and Steve Lacy's doing his thing, it all just kind of feels very buried and squashed, and just some of the mixing was just a bit frustrating.
Yeah, I was just about to say, when you just mentioned the mixing there and it all kind of sounded a bit messy and stuff, it actually made me think of Gambino's most recent release, where everything just didn't sound like proper polished and stuff.
I feel that, and that's funny because Gambino, particularly on that song, sounds like he was in a totally different session. Like his vocals on that song sound really thin and weird, and like. And every time he comes in, I'm like, this sounds like he just wasn't in the room with everyone else, and he just sent it over the email, and it was like some MP3 file or some shit. It just sounds like, every time he comes in, I'm like, why does his voice sound so different to everyone else's? A lot of the songs, like, don't really have, like, that much going for them in regards to just, like, melodies that really, like, swirl around your head and get stuck with you, and, like, just, like, bustling bass lines, which is, like, that's, like, the thing that Thundercat does best, you know? So it's a bit weird when you have tracks like Miguel's Happy Dance, which is just, like, a bunch of just bustling bass playing for 2 minutes, and it just kind of comes and goes, you know? It's, like, there's not really much for me to latch onto there, you know?
No, for sure.
With, like, Drunk and the Golden Age of Apocalypse, I feel like the songs actually have, like, more of like a core like rhythm and groove and tone to them that I can actually like remember and come back to. Like even some of the smaller tracks on Drunk, like Jethro, I think that has a really great like tangible groove to it. But I just didn't have those moments with this. It just felt a little awkward. And I just found it a bit frustrating, I guess.
Yeah, like you're quite a big Thundercat fan, but like for me, this album reminded me of like the general issues I tend to have with Thundercat, and it's kind of just like this. I can't really describe it, but it's that kind of like like cheapish, like funky soul aesthetic that like lingers in his sound. I can't really kind of like I know it's like very common in like Flylo's production, and it works in a lot of Flylo songs as well. Yeah, I know, like I feel that. And Thundercat can kill it as well. Like Thundercat's a great performer, like a great musician just all around. But like just his sound, there's something about it that just makes it really sound like unorganized, unpolished.
Exactly.
It's just it's really odd.
I felt that. I felt that on this one particularly. Like and like his falsetto singing voice. I don't personally like. I think it's nice. I think it floats on the top in a very kind of fun sort of way. It fits on top of everything, but when the actual instrumentals themselves sound as kind of buried as this, and you're hearing that tone of voice the whole time, it's just. Yeah, it just made for me a bit of a difficult album for me to really love like that. Like I really wanted to love this.
It's like a mixture of like Tyler Creator's ego and like Toro y Moi's like funky sound type stuff like that. Like sort of syncing throughout. Like, that combination of like cheapish, like gooey funk that just doesn't sound very pleasant on the ears, and it just all kind of like
I hear that
it's like mushy, and and then the vocals as well. I can't really get with his vocals, to be honest.
I can see that. That's fair.
Like I mean, you mentioned Miguel's Happy Dance, but like, oh god, his voice on that one is just so bad to me, man.
I feel that. I enjoy hearing him sing, mainly when he's like just saying something like funny. Like I think it makes me laugh. Like on that song, like the way he's talking about like even when you're just depressed as fuck, just do the happy dance. Like it'll be alright. I just found it kind of goofy. So it didn't really bother me too much. Like when he's saying something like on Dragon Ball Durag, but that song is so fucking. That song just gets me so much. Like when he says like, "Do you like my new whip? Watch me go zoom zoom." It just cracks me up. Like his voice like works just for that goofiness. And if like that isn't hitting, then I can find it like a bit tiring. But which that was the case on some of these tracks. However, though, I will say I do commend this album for with its final like stretch. Taking a much darker turn, a much more like somber turn.
Yeah. I was ready to say like that little like I think it's like the last 2 or maybe 3 tracks.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like that was where I was like, okay, I'm starting to sort of feel some of these tracks. Yeah,
exactly. That's literally the exact fucking
Yeah. Up until then, I wasn't really like, nah. Even like Dragon Ball Durag, like I get what you mean. Like I was reading along with the lyrics. I was like, look, he's got to be like taking a piss here. Some of these lines. Did Zach Fox like just sit with him in the studio and like, come on, dude, just write a funny song, please do it for me. But like, so like that track was just like so goofy and stuff. But like, I didn't really enjoy it. Like, I get why you would enjoy it. But like, once it got past that and a few more towards the end, I was like, all right, this is getting a bit better.
I think Fair Chance and the title track are by miles the best 2 songs by like a landslide for me, which are the last 2 main songs. Like, because they're both really like they both show that Thundercat can do something with a lot of weight. Like, because they both kind of touch on Mac Miller, you know. And obviously
Right,
I know
yeah.
Thundercat was very close to Mac Miller, so when you can really hear how expressive he gets on those two songs. Like on that final track, like when it enters that part where he just says, "Hey Mac," and then he just goes crazy on the, and it all just kind of explodes. It feels like a huge release. And I thought it ended off the album so well. Like this felt like he really reached and like made and went outside of like his comfort zone and made something like bigger than what he like typically, I guess, approaches a song with. But which is frustrating because the rest of the songs feel like just little ideas that he just put on the album. I hear a song like "How I Feel" or like "Funny Thing," and I just question, like, this was like the best you have on your hard drive. Like this is the best you know what I mean? It's like this was the album worthy song. You know what I mean? It's like, what is this really actually contributing? So when I hear like "Fair Chance" and how well developed it sounds, every feature complements the mood of the song. The mix is like perfect. Like the mix is so good on "Fair Chance." Like that little like fluttering guitar thing is so pretty and it's so like distinct as well. And the way he and Thundercat ended it off with like, he said like, I keep on holding it down for you even though you're not around because I know you do the same. He said I just thought the whole song was just really pretty, really endearing, and I enjoyed the mix. I thought the actual song felt like really, really polished, which a lot of the other songs didn't. Like Dragon Ball Durag, I think that song's got a great groove, but I can hear the bass kind of like peaking at certain points. It feels squashed. Like so much of the mixing just sounds squashed. Like with Interstellar Love, I really like that song too, but again, like I can hear the drums and like all the melodies coming together. It feels like the mix is too busy, or so something like this. You just remove one layer or something, or just clear some space or some shit like that.
No, yeah, I feel it. That was one of my favorites actually. Interstellar Love, like that. I did like that.
Yeah, no, that was one of the better ones for sure. Yeah.
Once like the ending came, like that last little leg of the track, I thought it was great. Like it sounded glorious. Like I just felt like that was one part, and then like you mentioned with the final song, that last part, like, everything kind of like just breaks free. I felt like there were the moments on the album where I was like, yeah, I would have liked more of this. It's
like still that funky sort of style he's always had, but like with a bit of like a somber touch to it that feels kind of personal, and he's just kind of breaking free on every song. Like that would feel like it would just feel like such a, I don't know, just like a really comforting, just like, listen, I feel like that would be so great if like the whole record had that same kind of feel. That's honestly really one of my favorite tracks of 2020. I really love that. Wow. That closing, I love that closing track. Like every time it gets to that song, I really feel like I'm getting taken on like a huge journey, and it all just kind of goes off with flying colours. I'm like, I just think like this is why I really enjoy Thundercat. Like the performing is there, the mix is there. Like I think it's a great closer. But yeah, it's just the smaller tracks, the individual moments, for each one just comes and goes for me. It just comes and goes.
Yeah, for sure. So, and like, I love, I love Louis Cole.
Yeah, I love, Louis Cole.
The lyrics on that track, man. Like again, it felt like he was just like parodying himself, like just like not taking anything seriously with some of the lines. Yeah. For me, like I don't know, like again, I'm not coming into this as a big fan. I think I think he's struggling to play to his strengths. Like he's so good when he gets on someone else's album. Or like when he works with other musicians, and you know, like you like see his name like just like as like a contributor on a track or on an album, and you're like, okay, that track's gonna be good. And
exactly, man, exactly.
But like, but like on his own albums, man, I just can't get it. I think it's the vocals. I think he just sounds really grating to me. Like so much of the album just sounded like ugly. Like I couldn't like enjoy it. Like, I was like wincing so many times. Like on Black Balls as well. Like, I winced.
For real, yeah. I got that quite a bit on this one, which is unfortunate. Yeah. I don't want to say that because again, I do like him. But
oh no, you're a fan, but like no, I get you.
Yeah, no,
sometimes it's just one of those things. Like it's one of those. Every artist you like drops an album that you're just a bit like,
Exactly, man. Yeah, exactly. Because I was excited for it, and it has got like that Thundercat like humor and I like how he took it to a bit more of an introspective direction. Like the idea here, or just sort of like the direction he attempted, was like better than the execution for me. Right. You know, so I would say I still enjoyed it overall. I still thought it was a cool album. Like I'd give it like a 6 out of 10 for me. Right. That's what I would score it. But I'm not going to rush to come back to it.
It's not fluid. Like, the whole album didn't feel fluid. Like, there was something very stiff about the songs. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Typically for me, like, that isn't how I like funky, soul music like that. Like that. I don't know if you heard it, but like that Seba Capstad album from last year.
Oh, I know. I never got.
Oh, yeah, like everything about the album just feels so natural. Like I just love the whole like feel of it all. Everything's so vibrant. The instruments stick out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can say it. Yeah. Like you've been saying with this one, like some parts feel squashed. Like the bass sometimes just like goes all over the place, and like some like the drums don't sound right. Like that. Like this all just kind of like is like that album kind of like done wrong.
King of the Hill, right? Like King of the Hill, Interstellar Love, those two tracks. They both have like plenty of really. You could tell they both have like melodies in them and like grooves and just like builds that are really, they're well written, they're well like planned, they're good songs like at their core. It's just like, you're right, it all feels kind of processed, so it's hard for you to kind of connect with those, you know, so it's like you can't like really feel it to the extent you want to. So as a result, they just kind of come and go. And and I could see the same case for even Dragon Ball Do, right? Even though I really like Dragon Ball Do, I think that song's a great track, but like I can hear that too. I can hear the bass kind of peaking. I can hear the mix being a bit squashed. Luckily, I do think the groove at the core of that song is solid enough for me to still enjoy it. But with like Unrequited Love and like they're just like, man, like I feel like it's just the mix really hinders a lot of my enjoyment. I wouldn't be against passing it on to someone, so I'd go 6. But yeah, I feel like I just feel like I find it very frustrating because I feel like with just a simple cleanup, it really could just like shine a bit more. That's all.
No, for sure. I mean, like, I think you're right. A lot of the things you're saying do resonate with how I feel. Like a lot of what you're saying, but there wasn't like I just didn't enjoy it. Like each time I played it, I was just like, I'm still not enjoying this. So I mean, I'm going to like the negative side. Cool. I honestly go like a 4 out of 10.
What, man? That's cool. No, that's fair. Luckily, I guess I'm not as thrown off by his voice, to be fair. So that's one thing that I guess I feel like if I really couldn't stand his voice, I would fucking hate this. Like I feel like I could tell he wanted to make like something a bit more kind of personal. I feel like more of just like he's breaking free a little bit. Like so, I was hoping this could be, and like the cover art is a bit more like dramatic kind of looking. I was like, man, I feel like this could be like leading up to the release. Or like, this could be like a really sick album. Like this is the one where he really like pulls through. But no, I personally enjoyed Drunk and Golden Age a bit more than this one, so it is what it is, you know. He made it. He was like, "This is kind of a 6. It is what it is." That was his reaction to his own album.
Making those small tracks, it's like, it's like 50 seconds. It is what it is. Man.
That was like his fallback, like every time. Anyways, though, I guess that wraps us up. I guess we've covered all grounds there pretty much. Sweet, man. Thank you for coming on for this review.
Anytime.
My boy, this was good fun. Hell yeah, man. Alright, I will see all of you motherfuckers watching this on the next video I make, which will happen, I don't know, whenever I want it to happen.
It is what it is.
And please do not forget to subscribe to Ryan if you, for whatever reason, have not done so already. He is dropping mad, consistent, banger reviews every goddamn week. Man, you missing out.
You promote me better than I promote myself. That's crazy.
No, he be covering all types of ground, from the mainstream, popular to the underground. Like, you want some music recommendations, bro? NotRealMusic has got you. Please go sub to the homie, Ryan.
Thank you.
But yeah, that about covers it. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and shit. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.